From celebrations to gifts, nothing is better than a surprise by loved ones. Life is full of surprises, but the best kinds are the ones that show how much you're appreciated. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephen Graves. Today we'll show you life-changing surprises that will warm your heart. Our first story takes us to Pittsburgh, where WTAE reporter Tori Yorgi tells us a story about a surprise act of kindness.
Well, it was a surprise 8-year-old Kaden Clifford won't forget after her bike had burned up in a house fire at her grandmother's. One Pittsburgh police officer worked to ensure that she would have a new ride right away. A smile.
Thank you.
And now a new friend for 8-year-old Kaden Clifford. Do you really like Officer John? You think you'll be lifelong friends? The fire started inside Kaden's grandmother's house in Pittsburgh's Sheridan neighborhood. And that's also where she met Pittsburgh police officer John Sankins, who was responding to the call.
Her granddaughter Kaden arrived on scene. We were able to pull her bike out of the house because she was telling us that she really liked her bicycle and helmet. We got it out, and it did have some fire damage to it.
Officer Sankins says it was after he saw Kaden's face that he decided to make the right call and get her another ride.
She is losing her mind when she seen her bike. She ain't care about nothing else.
So with the help of the Pittsburgh Police Community Engagement Office, Officer Sankins replaced her bike and helmet and surprised her with it. It's a good surprise, wasn't it?
She was smiling. She was pretty excited after, she realized, hey, they just brought me a new bike. So it was pretty awesome.
An act of kindness.
It was a very great thing he was there.
That helped create a special bond.
It really meant a lot to, try to make her happy.
Kaden can now ride around in style. Well, up next, WCVB reporter Erica Tarantel shows us a young man who's been surprising his Massachusetts community with gifts from the heart.
Max Boehm has taken on the title of Heartist. He's the young man behind heart signs that have popped up across Duxbury over the past year.
End of March, beginning of April was so gray and overcast and gloomy. That's when the first of the hearts started to appear.
Max's neighbor for nearly 6 years, Barbara Romanelli, found joy in the pops of color and was really moved when a heart suddenly appeared on her lawn.
I was so excited. I think I teared up.
All the painting began when stay-at-home was implemented. Before the pandemic, Max, who has autism, was very busy.
He worked at a car wash, he worked at a juice station, he worked at a 7-Eleven, he attended a day program. His life was really full of activities. And so when everything stopped, it was pretty devastating.
But it didn't keep Max down. Whether dancing to an iPhone or trying out our microphone,
it's sunny outside. It's fair to breathe.
Max is filled with joy. He pours that into his work.
This is beautiful. Max, thank you so much. I think what's so beautiful about Max's art is that it's done with joy, and it's also done with the intent to give it away.
The goal was to spread happiness and blessings, so Max has planted his hearts all over, at homes, businesses, even in places you wouldn't expect.
The one that really caught me off guard was at the transfer station, which is exciting because it's the dump.
Demand has grown to such an extent that Max's hearts now adorn note cards.
We launched Heart by Max note cards with all proceeds going to charity so that others could send a Heart by Max and a word of encouragement to people in their lives.
Well, Max has shown me that we can be a blessing to each other.
When you see the hearts, how do you feel?
Happy.
Max's mother says every time she sees a heart around town, she's proud.
I think of this sweet young guy, my sweet son who has struggled with so much in his own life. And his life is touching thousands of people because of his beautiful heart.
Well, Max truly has a heart of gold. Up next, in Somerset, California, a family lost their home to the Caldor wildfire in 2021. KCRA reporter Brittany Hope shares how the family later received a life-changing surprise.
We lived up in Grizzly Flat, and then the fire came and just
wiped out everything. And
now, this is the Hatch family's reality.
Bathroom. Don't really have a bathroom. And showering. It's not so easy and it's not hot.
Living in tents for more than 6 months.
time flies when you're just busy. You know, fighting the weather most of the time and trying to cook and shower up and get ready for school the next day and homework.
Winter especially challenging for this single father and his 4 children.
I'm just trying to keep going forward so I can get all 4 of them back with me full time in the house and not dealing with this, but I think they stay more positive than me, and when I start breaking down there, they pick me up.
His 17-year-old daughter, proof.
And it really did break us all because now we're all kind of lost, but we still have each other no matter what.
Lost, but now found.
I actually didn't tell you the truth because we got your trailer, and it's coming up right now.
Really? Are you serious?
A safe place to call home.
Group like this.
Thanks to emergencyrv.org, a group that helps wildfire victims by giving them RVs. They worked with the California Fire Foundation to make this happen.
Teacher reached out to us and said, I have an amazing student. She's a really smart kid, straight A's. She lost her home in the Caldora fire. And despite that, she's still a straight A student. She walks down the street to find a Wi-Fi hotspot to do her homework.
With the flip of a switch, this family can start over.
Oh my God! Can I come look at
Laughter.
They lost everything. They have nothing but each other. What I learned today was having each other is really pretty amazing.
Good things are going to happen to you because of this. It's karma.
A surprise act of kindness that has forever changed the Hatch family. After the break, we take a look at surprise proposals. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're now bringing you stories about surprise proposals and celebrations. First, WCVB anchor Katie Thompson tells us about a newborn baby who helped his dad with a surprise proposal in Massachusetts.
If the best things come in small packages, then a couple in Worcester County just hit the jackpot. Chelsea Reap and Jonathan Mastelers are celebrating not one, but 2 milestone moments. First, the birth of their baby boy, 1-week-old Maverick.
Every time I see it, I'm still like, I can't believe that this is real. Like, it still doesn't feel 100% yet.
What hasn't sunk in is the surprise Chelsea received shortly after giving birth to Maverick at UMass Memorial Health.
I swung by the nurses' station. I asked if, I could speak to someone, and they were like, oh, is everything all right? I'm like, I actually need some help proposing to my girlfriend. And they were over the moon.
Take a look. That's Maverick dressed in a onesie with a special question. Mommy, will you marry Daddy?
I recruited some nurses to put it on him, and that's how we did it.
Chelsea quickly wiping a tear as she gave her answer.
100%.
You can't say no to a baby.
A special moment tying this new family together forever.
It was perfect. It was much more than I expected.
Well, great job, baby Maverick. Up next, WTAE reporter Elena LaQuatra shares a story about how a school pulled off a birthday surprise for their beloved bus driver.
Every day during the school year for the last 25 years now, Mr. Herbert has been making his rounds, providing smiles to the families and the kids in this North Hills neighborhood. A surprise. For Mr. Tom Herbert, a man who is being celebrated for serving as a cheerful fan.
He gives me a fist bump every day. He's the nicest bus driver ever. Even during COVID, he found a way to make us smile.
A listening ear.
I like that if you have a problem, he'll always be there to help you with it.
And a good friend to thousands of students in the North Allegheny School District over the past 25 years.
He's so kind, and I never want any other bus driver than him.
Kind of overwhelmed and really appreciative. I can't say thank you enough. This is a great neighborhood. This is why I've been doing this for so many years.
Mr. Herbert loves his job as a bus driver, making the most of his time with the kids, sending them off to school in the morning and back to their homes in the afternoon with smiles on their faces. Aside from the kids, his other favorite part, the parents. Some parents here today had several children riding on Mr. Herbert's bus through the years.
Everywhere we go, there's always people who say, "Oh, Mr. Herbert, you were my bus driver." So they remember me forever. So it's just wonderful.
But all parents here today had great memories to share.
Mr. Herbert tells the story that he made a mistake one time of letting siblings sit together. And that was my two boys. And he's like, never again, because of course they sat together and all they were doing is fighting.
I just can't quit. I got to come back again another year.
A surprise Tom will surely cherish forever. Now let's go down to New Orleans, where WDSU anchor Morgan Lentes shows us how a school nurse retired in spectacular fashion.
Aquilyn Doncereau knew Wednesday would be a party. She just didn't know how big that celebration would be.
I told so many friends I was retiring, but never knowing who all could make it. Just glad buku people made it.
Because in a matter of minutes, the longtime nurse was surrounded by former students, current colleagues, and lots of loved ones. She second-lined into retirement at Delgado's Kenner campus, ending a 52-year career centered on helping people.
We're supposed to live our life with purpose, and I can't think of nothing that would have given me this kind of reward. Not just today, just a total life reward.
It's a bittersweet moment that Aquilyn says she is ready for. We asked what she'll do next, and she joked about visiting family in Virginia, but only for a little while.
She thinks I'm gonna try to stay, but I got news for her. I'm going somewhere else in the Turks and Caicos. Anybody got anywhere they want me to be? Because I can be there. I don't have nowhere to go. No clocks.
Our interview ended with a special surprise, a proclamation from Mayor LaToya Cantrell thanking her for her service to the city she loves.
This is the end of my journey, 52 years of nursing, and I swear I wouldn't take nothing for it. It has been that good.
Aquilyn deserves all of the praise. After the break, we'll hear more about heartwarming surprises for those who serve. Welcome back. We're now taking a look at veterans receiving special surprises. In Annville, Pennsylvania, the story about a soldier and dog reunited.
Thor, a 2-year-old German Shepherd, is about to get a big surprise.
He's so excited.
He is about to be reunited with his dad, Sergeant Robert McCann, who he hasn't seen in over 10 months.
When Thor first came in, he was a handful. He's just a puppy. And now he's a year older.
Marlene Boyd owns Fox Breeze Kennel in Annville, and she and her staff have become quite close to Thor.
It's like giving your child away. It really is.
Spending the last year and a half with Marlene and her staff was never part of the plan. But things changed when they got a call from Robert.
When he called, he said, I have to find a place for my dog immediately. I'm leaving in a couple of days.
You see, the people that were supposed to take care of him backed out at the last minute.
I know what it's like having, I have a dog at home.
Fox Breeze manager Felicia Lentini also has a boyfriend in the military, so there was no way that she was going to let Robert or Thor down. Not only did they take Thor, but they decided to cut the bill in half.
Let's just pay it for him.
Through fundraisers, Fox Breeze raised enough money to pay the bill in full. So Robert was in for an even bigger surprise.
So your bill has been paid in full.
Really?
Now it was time for the big reunion.
It's very heartwarming and a huge relief to know that there's people out there that still they care.
But it's also bittersweet because it means Thor will be going home.
It's a happy cry. It's not a sad cry. It's a happy cry.
Come on, boys, in the truck.
Next up, we hear from WCVB reporter Erica Tarantel in Boston about a veteran receiving a surprise gift.
Tom Farrell shares with us memories that for decades he kept safely stored away. A surprise gift, this wooden flag moving him to open up about being drafted to serve in Vietnam.
I served there 67, 68 with the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment. Came out of the jungle, got on a helicopter, was sent to the airport, came home and put everything in my pocket because it never talked about it again.
For decades, he just felt lucky to have survived, thankful people didn't ask about his service. But then this unexpected thank you all these years later.
This one is all individual hardwoods that are matched, individually stained. The stars are carved by hand, and it's heavy, you know, absolutely beautiful.
The man responsible for the beautiful craftsmanship is Chris Mills, who since he was a kid was called to build things and help others.
When I was in high school, for whatever obscene reason, I wanted to be a contractor, and I also wanted to be a paramedic, a firefighter.
He's now both in the town of Easton. 5 years ago, he constructed a wooden flag for the retirement of a local police officer as a favor. He says that's when he accidentally started Shoveltown Flag. Throughout the life of his side business, always going to great efforts to donate his work.
If I see a little kid or somebody on social media that does something heroic, patriotic, or I just anonymously send them a flag.
Veterans being the most frequent recipients.
I know tons of them. Being a first responder, I cannot stress that I don't think we as a country do enough for our veterans.
What Chris didn't know was that Tom was a veteran, despite knowing him for years.
Tom worked in the lumber yard in Easton forever, where I bought a lot of my material. And I had no idea.
A family member let it slip, and sure enough, a flag arrived at Tom's home.
I called Chris, I said, Chris, what's up? He said, you deserve it. And that was nice, because it was the only thank you that we really got for being there.
It's turned into a real feel-good thing, and you know, I like doing it.
The gesture making perhaps more of an impact than Chris even knew. Tom's flag now hanging in a place of honor by a life-saving medal of his father's and his own.
My wife asked me to put my medals up, and I reluctantly did that because this is making me talk more about it.
Chris has impacted so many local veterans. The past 2 Novembers gifting flags to veterans every other day for the entire month, and that's a commitment. Depending on the flag, since they're all handmade, some hand engraved, they can take weeks to complete.
What a wonderful way to show appreciation for those who served. In Burlington, Vermont, WPTZ reporter Liz Strapa has a story about a veteran who received a surprise trip of a lifetime.
Whether they realize it or not.
Okay, we're going to all line up for a special celebration.
The students at Saranac Middle School are about to make a huge impact on a beloved member of their community.
He's a very nice person.
And he's just a really nice guy.
And he's just a really awesome person. He's nice and he does a really good job.
He is Mr. Howard Kemp, a 75-year-old Vietnam veteran who's now serving in a different capacity as the official lunchroom monitor at the middle school.
He's done a lot for us.
Yeah. And we love him. You love him?
And he served our community.
He's worked a lot behind the scenes. He volunteers a lot.
His daughter, Janine Meads, says her dad's been waiting to take the trip of a lifetime to see the war monuments in Washington, D.C. with the North Country Honor Flight. That dream is coming true. He'll be going to our nation's capital with his daughter by his side on the organization's first trip of the year.
Kind of excited to take it as it comes, be with the other 14 veterans, and learn a little bit about their service.
But before they take off,
he doesn't know about what's about to happen here today with all the students joining him.
We have a very special guest today.
Meads, Principal Katie Francisco, and the school community wanted to send Mr. Kemp off in style.
Veterans are the backbone of our country, so being able to involve the students and the staff in such a memorable and celebratory event really makes you feel good at the end of the day about the work you're doing.
I feel really proud and very happy for him that he's getting this recognition.
What a way to say thank you.
That was fantastic, more than I could have dreamed of.
Getting the applause and recognition he deserves a day early.
I want to thank you all so much. Totally unexpected. I couldn't appreciate it more.
The show of support is the ultimate salute, a sincere thanks for his service, and a lesson about honor and respect taught outside of the classroom.
What a heartwarming tale. And for our last story in Palm Beach, Florida, WPBF reporter Caleb Califano tells us a sweet story about a veteran surprised with a new home.
What he thought would be a last-minute interview for the possibility of a future home turned out to be the surprise of a lifetime and a warm welcome for Staff Sergeant Jose Jimenez. All smiles this morning as 7-year Army vet and Purple Heart recipient Jose Jimenez got his first surprise look at the plot of the home he and his family will now be moving into. Jimenez, a veteran with deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan, was suddenly injured on tour in 2010 when an IED exploded near him. The explosion gave Jimenez a traumatic brain injury and temporarily caused him to lose both his legs and sight. Determined to return to his platoon, Jimenez was back in service a month later.
That's just what I love, to serve. I don't know any other greater thing for me to do.
Now, in honor of his service, the husband, father, and Army vet has a brand new place to live as part of Operation Finally Home, an organization that provides custom-built mortgage-free homes for veterans.
The provision of a home provides certainty like no other. That's a weight lifted off their shoulder. They don't have to worry about where there's going to be a roof over their head.
Just awesome seeing the support. You know, community members came out, law enforcement, paramedic, Lennar, Operation Finally Home. It's just overwhelming.
Jose now has a home to fill a lifetime of memories. Well, I hope these heartwarming surprises brought you joy. I'm Stephen Graves. From all of us here at Stitch, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.